So, hi, welcome. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to talk with me. Could you introduce yourself?
Sure, my name is Billy Craighead, and I live in Hackensack, New Jersey.
Awesome. And how does the LGBT community relate to you?
Well, of course, being a gay man of I don't know how many years, it's all about me and where I work and how I live my life. I've been living my life as a single gay man since I'm 20, so
Okay.
sure, it affects me. It affects a lot of us.
And as an open LGBT person living your life, your best life, how does your life be impacted in this community not having an LGBT center? And also, do you think it's needed for this community?
Okay, well, for me personally, um, the fact that not having a center has had its downfalls, especially at the time coming here, being young, being gay, being Black, having no kind of resources to refer to other than places like buddies or other stuff, little things that I've heard of. But as far as just relating and trying to uh, come to a point where you need someone to talk to, or you need to find other resources to help you in situations, or just be a part of a gay circle. It was not really good for me. I had to establish that on my own, which was had its good points and bad points. It is beneficial now because of the system and the way we are in now. Um, it will benefit a lot of our young gay people coming up, that they can actually have something to hold on to go to turn to, as far as them being depressed, substance abuse, stuff like that. I think that having a gay or a lesbian LBT uh, center would benefit them so much more now, and especially because of COVID right now.
Awesome. Um, so you're saying that there's a need and that you
I
agree.
would think so.
Yeah. Do you think there's a need for more than just the youth? I mean, we have senior citizens that are
Oh,
vulnerable. We
for sure.
have, there's sexual assault happening, there's domestic abuse happening, there's homelessness happening, there are adults that deal with isolation. Our generation deals with isolation and not connecting. And if you don't want to do a bar, especially if you're a recovering addict, because addictions runs rampant in our community, you need a place to to meet and such. Um,
I absolutely do believe that. So I didn't mean to leave that part out, but absolutely, I work in a mental health facility where I deal with sometimes clients who are gay, lesbian, transgender. And one of the key things is that they didn't have an outlet or uh, another source to help them. So, absolutely,
could you
absolutely. I've
could you
dealt with
expand on
many
that?
people.
Could you expand on that a little bit more? Like, so you, people, like what age and, you know, can you tell a little bit more about that? Like their experience?
Um, well, basically, Anthony, like I said, I work in a mental health facility and I work in a short term acute unit. And we get those different kinds of, our population that come in where they're being told that we'll just give you medication and let you go. But it's not an answer to what the problem is or what they're going through. It's just a quick fix. But working in the mental health facility, I've noticed that it has taken a little bit more to understand that there are other needs or other things that the gay population need, as far as a voice to hear them out, because they come in very scared, very lonely, very separated. and to be told that all they need is medication and be sent out, there has to be more. And I'm getting a lot of patients who come in who are seeking more,
Yeah.
another outlet. And sometimes the social workers don't have that. So, of course, a center dedicated to helping the LGBT uh, generation would really would help. But over the years, I've come to a lot of cases where um, young, old, they're needing just some kind of assistance to be understood, to be helped, and to be know that they matter.
Okay. And could you tell me like
And it's
roughly,
not just let me take this pill, relax, and we'll just charge you in 1 or 2 days.
so could you give me like a number, or so like when you're talking about LGBT people that you deal with, like so people understand, like how many of the LGBT population are you seeing coming into your unit, or how many, like just guesstimate, it doesn't have to be an exact number, but is it like,
You want monthly, weekly, yearly?
yeah, no,
What do you,
like whatever, like just so people can understand. So are you seeing someone just like once every year? Are you seeing like, people?
I would say within the last year, at least 2 to 3 cases a month that have
Okay.
shown up at my floor. Some of them come in has been closeted, and then when they get to know me, they come out, and then I found a little bit more about what they need and actually the reason why they're there. So
Yeah.
I'm going to say about 2 or 3 cases a month.
Okay.
We have 14 different units in the hospital, and I
That's
work on a short
your one
term.
unit though.
Yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
I would
So,
say 2 to 3.
okay, so that's like what, 26 people a year,
Yeah,
probably?
yeah,
And
yeah.
they're not like, it's not the same person every month. It's like these are 2 to 3 different people each
20,
month.
yeah, maybe 20 or a little less, but about that much. Yeah, I could say. You
Okay. Hmm. Excuse me, it is my breakfast. Um,
know.
all right, so that's really useful because I'm trying to paint a picture as to, you know, what exactly is the need
Yeah.
and what
And
exactly are the
also,
resources.
just let me point out too that it may be the same person, because sometimes they get discharged, and like that's with the lack of care that they give them or the lack of resources, they'll come right back.
Hmm.
Maybe 2 or 3 days they're
Hmm.
being readmitted.
Okay.
So
So I mean, what I was saying is like, so that 2 to 3, that's different people each month, but that person can come back each time.
exactly.
Okay. All right. So that's, I just wanted to make that clear. All
Yeah.
right. So, all right. So that's hugely helpful to have that number, because I'm trying to really paint a picture of what the needs are. Do you know what I mean? Do you know,
Hmm.
just curious, do you know when intake forms and stuff like that, do they make mention of sexual orientation, gender identity at all in paperwork?
I haven't seen any of the intake forms lately, but I did hear a discussion like maybe a week or two ago where they were changing something on the forms as far as the identity clause, and that they were adding something, but I wasn't sure exactly if it had to do with the LGBT uh, community, but I was told by somebody else that it did, that they were adding something.
Yeah.
So
So they don't have that yet.
I don't know. I would have to really look at that and see what's going on.
I mean, it's like, it has, I'm sorry, I just keep on getting these little pings. So it's why that's important is not just for people to self-identify and say, look, this is who I am and relate to it, but it also is important because if we don't have anyone taking down this information, then how do you know it exists?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So having accurate information from your hospital saying, hey, this is the numbers of people that we have coming in here that are, gay, lesbian, bisexual, whatever. And it seems to be keeping it happening in this just acute ward and not more of the, the wards where you're there for a long time because of schizophrenia and, which is something a little bit more deeper. Then we can see that, we can understand that there's a problem,
Right. There was talk about it. So,
I hope they
um,
do. That would be really
yeah,
helpful.
and when I go to work tomorrow, I'm actually gonna, follow up on that because there was talk about that. So,
That would be hugely helpful. All right, so before we finish up, just curious, this is your platform kind of to speak. So do you have any questions for me? Do you want to add something? Or if not, that's fine.
um, no, I just think that right now it is important to have every voice heard, especially with the LGBT, and a place for it to be heard and to be understood. And I just think that it's overdue. It's overdue.
Mhm.
Like even at my hospital, we've just started uh, some things dedicated to the LGBT, and it's like late. I was like, we're really late behind all this. Now everything is coming forward now, and I think it's a good idea to have us noticed, to have it addressed, and just to you know, have us all stay informed because we are what we are. There's lots of us. There is lots of responsibilities. There are lots of situations, and it's a good thing that we all come together and that the LGBT community knows where to go when they need something, you
Thank
know,
you. That is the point
and
of it.
when they need to be heard. When they need to be heard is really a good thing.
Yeah.
So, it would be
That's exactly the point that I'm trying to make. That is exactly the point I'm trying to make. And it's
okay.
like, you know, we just looking for safety nets and resources, because we are in every demographic, we're as diverse as anyone else, and we pay taxes, we own houses, we do our jobs and everything like that. Why don't we have the same resources as other people, right?
We do,
You
do.
know, so
Exactly.
that's my point. Thank you. Um, so before,
2021. Come on now.
yeah. So before we end, I just want to make clear, and I just want to make sure that you understand how important you are and how important and valuable you are to the community, because you live your life openly, and that's not an easy thing. It's
No,
not,
that's been. It
yeah.
hasn't been. You
And
know,
that makes it's so valuable to have people like you living your best life and dealing with that pain and that rejection and all that anxiety and all that kind of crap just by existing. So
exactly.
I just want to say thank you for doing that and how beautiful you are and how appreciated and needed you are.
Well,
So, you know,
thank you.
no, but seriously, I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I've lost people in my job,
Ugh,
and you know what I mean, and
yeah,
because people didn't feel the same way, and
right.
so I just want to make sure you know that. Um, Also, I wanted to say, that this is being recorded with the intent purpose of being made public at some point, right? And do you give consent to that?
Yes, of course.
And do you feel comfortable with this conversation? Do you feel like everything is accurate, what we spoke about?
Yeah, absolutely.
And also, lastly, at any given time, for any excuse or no excuse at all, you can contact me and let me know, like, hey, I want that taken down, and I will take it down with reasonable amount of time, if need be.
Okay.
And that's it.
No
We're done.
problem.
I'm gonna end the recording.
All right.